That's awesome. And I haven't heard from you. So you can hold the next. The last thing is. We can match it. Have you tried? Yeah. I got it. I really need to get the try. I need to change that. Yeah. That stresses me out. Alright, here's the clicker.
This is all me.
About this. I will have to run if Amber's downstairs. She's got a couple of other stuff for drinks and she needs, but she's not here yet, but if you see me run out. Everything is good. Yeah, I was thinking about.
Well, how's it been?
Not my favorite. All right. Good morning, everybody. Let's start off with tell me something good. And the bucket fills too. What's good? Vacation for most people last week, right? Alice was back. I'm close to the fan. I like it. What else is going on good? I like this good stuff. Like I got a contract, like something, I don't know. What's going on?
It's Keller Williams TBD Day.
That is good, yeah. You guys have a great food today. Tacos are always good.
Sign up, book the hotel, take them in groups of the Macy's Day Parade.
Oh,
Yeah. In New York City, so we're gonna summer this winter. Or no, Thanksgiving.
You with a friend.
So I'll tell you something that's good, because I don't have to talk to you all yet, but you're gonna meet her, but Clancy's amazing, and I can do cartwheels like good for her. I'm getting lots of emails from agents within Syra that are excited that she's here. I think that you're going to put Syra on the map. I've gotten a lot more involved with IRA, and we're missing out on lots of stuff, and I think she's gonna put us there.
I've heard good things. So, okay.
I've got little feet, but they choose to tell.
Yeah. Well, we got some local people over here with us too. Amy's over there. You guys met Amy before. They're local. Jamie Smith, our MCA, and Ella, our CFI, and Dana is over here, our productivity coach. So we got the whole team. Hello, ladies. Over here, so that's good. I like that you guys can get together. We're almost standing room only here. We got 2 more chairs, so that's exciting. What else is going? What's going on in the market? How's it feel out there? Well,
Pendings are 20% up this month over last year. From the way they did.
next week we're gonna have a special guest speaker with Kara Mall is gonna be speaking to all the market centers and a little bit of exactly what to say stuff, the round stuff next week, and then the next week we'll go over market sets like I did a couple weeks ago. So I've looked a little bit at them. Of course, that's more lag measure. You're looking at the lead measures and pendings, which is good. But September wasn't as great as August. But hopefully that's changing for October. So how does it feel out? Last time we talked about more days on market, things sitting a little longer. Somebody was taking the listing off the market. Are we still dealing with that stuff? Okay. Well, but I did feel
I like the longer days on market.
Yeah.
Getting some calls that in the past, for the past several years, keep them on the market. They're about potentially do more transactions. So that's nice.
Yeah, more people see your sign than there are, that they're for VPA, CCA, so.
the plus side to everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we are, I've got a couple things. Did we have any bucket fills?
I was going to just bucket. She saved me last week on vacation. I called her Friday. I had everything done. You go on vacation, everyone, she showed.
When they need something.
Awesome. Oh, wait.
Oh.
And she's not even in my market.
Oh, we're all in the same family now.
Yeah.
So, we are all work together.
Fill everybody's bucket in this room because I just received an offer apparently 15 hours ago last night, and the guy just emailed me blindly, did not call, did not even make it land, so I didn't even see it on Broker Bay that he went. And I'm gonna fill everybody's bucket in Keller Williams because I know they would never just blindly send an offer out to people. So without just a text or a call, say, I'm sending an offer, so. Good job, fellow friends. Yeah.
Yeah, for those who haven't experienced that, communication is key.
But it helps.
I actually got an email. I never checked my personal email box. I hardly ever check the stamps, but I was like, for some reason, looking at it, and I saw this really important email that was spam it was from a real estate agent, but it was really important. And it just, I would never know if she sent it.
Yeah, just communication. Someone knows.
All right, I'm gonna welcome Leslie and Angela. They provided us great food today. We really appreciate that. A couple minutes for you guys to chat.
Thank you.
Good morning. How is everybody this morning? It's beautiful outside and we're so glad to be here with you. We've got a room full, which is wonderful to see. So glad you came out.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being here. My name is Angie Ross. I'm with Smith Roddy and Associates Mortgage Company, and I've been with them for 17 years and then in the business for 25. So I'm a seasoned veteran in the business, not perfect because things change daily, but we do our best to make sure we take care of our clients. This is Leslie Smith.
Good morning, everyone.
She's broker and owner, one of the owners of the company. I'm sure a lot of you know this. We've been around Keller Williams for a while, and we have a lot of veterans in here that we recognize. So I have some flyers this morning, so I'll give those out if you don't mind, and then we've got some little goodie bags for you that will be for you.
I'm good at that.
Candy section, love candy bags, right? They got candy in them, right? So, real quickly.
It's October.
Yeah, real quickly, I'll talk to, and then I'll pass it to Leslie. I'm seeing a lot of people taking advantage of the home ready. So don't forget about that product. If you've got a buyer and his base income is below, I think it's 76.8 right now in this community, they can take advantage of home ready. Good to see you, which allows them to obtain cheaper mortgage insurance and cheaper interest rate. And I'm talking down to 5.99 on a conventional loan. And even if they have a boat ton of overtime, as long as we don't have to use that to qualify, they still can qualify and use that home ready product. Our home
What
policy.
Tyler used.
Tyler used that. That's
Did he?
right, he did. Yeah, so TJ, we just closed on a loan, Craig and I. Fantastic working with you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Updates, spot on, he's always knew what was going on.
Thank you.
I was,
Awesome.
I said that 5
He's
times.
filling my bucket right now. He didn't even know it, but you're filling my bucket. I love working with you. It is. We do have updates every Tuesday that go out to the realtor and the client, making sure they're updated. But for instance, with TJ, he had base income below 76.5, right below the line, but then he had overtime, $20,000 to $30,000. We didn't have to use that, so we didn't have to count that. So his base income was enough to qualify him for like a 5.99. Isn't that what we closed at on a 30-year fix on a conventional loan? And the mortgage insurance was like $70 maybe. You just can't beat it. But I wanted to remind you of that program. It's out there, plus a lot of others. Leslie, did you want to take that floor?
Yes, so good morning, everyone. One thing I wanted to mention is we have the bank statement program. Our lenders are bringing that back. What does that mean? We don't use tax returns for qualifying. We're using bank statements. We can use them for 12 months to 24 months. We can use a personal bank account. We can use a business bank account. I've got one going right now to where even the client, she's gonna plan to put 20% down. But if we get her middle score above 680, she'll only have to put 15% down. And then she called me the other day and she said, okay, if I put 15% down, can I also get gift funds? Because with her down payment and then with her reserves, it's gonna really put a crunch on her cash flow. And I said, let me check with my accountant. And the account rep said, gift funds are perfectly fine. We're gonna have those for the down payment and we will wire those gift funds directly to the title company. So this is really opening the door up for self-employed borrowers or even those that, maybe they're not self-employed, but they deal with a lot of cash flow. This client is buying an investment property. So there's a lot of great products out there and I just want to mention that that's opening the doors for a lot.
Yeah. So if you need anything, let us know. We love working with Keller Williams. And you
Thank
all
you.
have a great rest of your meeting. You're
Thank you.
welcome. We'll be here. You're welcome.
All right, I have one more quick thing and then we're gonna have our guest speakers, but, did you guys get an invite in your email? Yes, I got mine yesterday, yeah. Yeah, you got it. So yesterday, all of our agents in all of our offices should have received an enrollment to the classes that are coming up in November. So then it's actually like an $800 value per agent. Tara actually coaches Emily as her back coach, so we got a discount. You're not paying that per agent, but we got a market hunter pricing. So we enrolled every single agent in these two. The first one is take more listings now. The second one is convert sellers to closings. So these are two, what we're calling, they're max fast track programs. So there's 6 weeks program. The first 3 weeks are the first 3 weeks in November. The second 3 weeks are the first 3 weeks in December. So we're skipping the holiday weeks, right? So it's on Wednesday afternoons and Thursday afternoons for an hour live class. And then you have a portal, all your materials and your recording. So there are recordings. So when we pivoted from doing gold to this, it was because we have a lot of people that have had to get a second job or do something else with their life right now. And there was a lot of, I can't make it to a whole day of training. So this is the decision that was collectively made for people. So this, you should have in your email, if you don't, let us know. but you should have an enrollment for both classes. They are separate classes, but they're kind of in alignment. So take more listings, but then we're gonna sell them, right? What's the fastest way to, what's the fastest way to do a commission check?
Know your listings.
Sell your listings, right? Okay, so, so there's, take more listings, yeah.
To make sure that we want the agents company off. We want our business.
So, yes, so we are going to be hosting the classes in the Market Center training room, or you can watch the recordings. We are also doing a listening contest alongside of this. So we're going to, and this might change a little bit, but we're gonna do a drawing every single week. Encourage you to take a picture, but the prizes are, we're still getting there, but this is the first round. But basically, we're going to also start with a little lower value of the class, so you can kind of work up. You're going to get points for attending the class. You're gonna get more points for attending it in the Market Center. And then you're gonna get points for taking the listing and closing the thing. So we're going to ask that you actually self-report those points weekly to us on the activities. So we're gonna have a Google form that you'll fill out weekly, probably on Thursday or Friday, around that class, to be entered into the contest. Questions, thoughts? Everybody excited?
Sure.
For those of us that I was exactly agree with this, then what are the gifts or the?
So the first week is paying for the mailing of 50 golden letters. The second week is a credit to do a social media campaign through command on your campaigns on your social media. Third week is a month of office bill waived. Okay. Third week, the yard sign with a panel framing a rider. Fifth week is free listing management with 2 gals on the laptop. And then a bundle from Next Door Photos. And then we will give away a family reunion ticket. As a final grand finale, which is about $1,000. And it's in Atlanta this year. So I'll have to comment on that later, but driving or a quick little flight. No excuses on a family reunion this year. All right, I'm really excited about this. And I'm glad we got everybody access to it. All right. Our stars of the show. Thanks to some awesome people in our, is this yours?
That's mine.
Okay, I could have said it.
I did not mention it.
I can have chairs for you if you want them. If you can stand, you can stand.
Yeah, I don't want.
Thank you to Allison and Amy for bringing our speakers here today. But I wanted to give you the floor.
Okay.
And I know we have some Louisville agents here too, but a lot of you are cyber members. So I wanted them to share one of the goals of our office and our top agents is to get more involved with the board and what they do and how we can participate. So they're going to talk to us a little bit about what's going on with the board and then how we can all get involved in activities, see stuff, all the things. So.
Well, I'm going to start. I'm Susan Riley. I'm the president of CYRA. What does that mean, right? I get the opportunity to sit at the table and collaborate with 12 other leaders in our industry, and that's your board of directors. And we're here as board of directors to advocate for our members. So who are our members? Each and every one of you sitting in this room. So we're here to advocate for you and to listen to your needs and to, if you've got questions or issues or just want to say, hey, you're all doing a great job, we'll take that. But we're here to represent you. So we want to hear from you. Keller Williams is so very excited and they're so lucky because you have 2 powerhouse leaders within Keller Williams sitting at that table. And that's Tanja Aaron Wells and your very own Allison Old here. So they represent Keller Williams at the board of directors, and so they advocate for you. So if you're not utilizing them, talking to them, having coffee with them, or even know who they are, get to know them, talk to them. If you have questions or problems or want to know an answer to something, you can call me any day or night. But they're your direct line. They're your direct line into the board office. Because we do sit at that table and we collaborate with what issues or what problems we hear across the board.
Opportunities, not problems.
But we hear them, but if you're not talking to us and you're not, reaching out to your board of directors, we don't know. And the good saying is you don't know what you don't know, right? So if you don't know, we can't bring those back to the board and advocate on behalf of you. The one thing I will say, I'm going to talk about Allison for a minute, because I've been in this industry for 25 years and I didn't really know Allison. I mean, I knew Allison she's a realtor at Keller, right? But this year we graduated Leadership Academy together at IAR. And we were selected 17 members out of the state of Indiana to take this Leadership Academy class. If Leadership Academy at Indiana Association of Realtors isn't on your bucket list, it should be. It's a group of realtors coming together across the state of Indiana. They would collaborate. At the end of the year, those are your people. So while Allison, I may have knew her as an acquaintance, she's truly one of my people now. I will tell you that whatever the task is, if she's on your team, she's going to army crawl through a heap of shit on the floor, or she's going to pull some Charlie Angel stunts across laser beams to steal whatever you need to steal to get out of the room. She's got your back, is what I'm going to say. Is at the end of the day, she will do whatever it takes to make the task happen. So she's a great leader to have here and advocate on behalf of Keller at the board office. And without further ado, you want to hear me talk, but I'm going to introduce to you, I'm so excited, as Allison said, we are so excited to bring to Plaintiff Wilkerson as our new CEO. And I'm going to let her take over and tell her all the things that Cyra's going to change and do and be great, and how you can get involved.
Perfect. So how many of you have done anything ever with the board other than pay your dues? Served on a committee, a task force, I'll even take attended in events, participated in PE. Okay, well, our goal is to get every can ready. I hope that this is a first step of you all seeing that we really want to be engaged with members. We want to see you all. We want to hear what's happening. I want to hear what pain points are. I want to hear where we have an opportunity. I think we've had a couple systems roll out. I can assure you we're bringing in additional training as quickly as we can to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and confident with what we offer. I'm going to start, I guess, super basic, three-way agreement. So being part of Cyra, you are also part of IAR and NAR. I would say, and I'll be very candid, I come from the government affairs kind of background. The number one thing that an association, a trade association specifically offers is advocacy support at the local, state, and federal level. With that, we have other benefits, other member services that we can bring to you to make your job easier. We always say that our goal is to get you to the closing table as easily as possible. And as the state CEO will say, if you are not at the table, you are on the menu. It's okay. Susan, you can be. Obviously. So our goal is to make sure that you all can support your clients and help in the purchase and sale of real estate as easily as possible. So what goes into that? I hope that you all save the date. I know this Friday we've got a CE course. If you have not signed up for it, I would highly recommend. I think we've got at least one more coming in November, and we may try to make one in December if you don't have yours finished. We're coming up. We just finished cycle 7. We're on cycle 8 of the ethics cycle for NAR. Does anyone know what we added this year to this ethics cycle? We added a 3-hour fair housing component. So please make sure you take that. Rebecca at the Cyra office is doing a great job. I think it's going to be a marathon day, but one day next year, we are going to offer both of those gaps. So if you can commit to one, go ahead and get it knocked out. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. So that's kind of what you have to do to keep your license, but what does the association do? I'm sure that that's a weird question. Like, what do we do sitting in the office all day? It's price changes. It's making sure that things go in the MLS appropriately. It's making sure we're scheduling and planning these classes. signing up new members, working with affiliates, planning some of the bigger events of the year. I came from another local association, so I have a really big plan. I hope that you all are around much more often. So I hope that you all are ready for more networking opportunities, opportunities to meet with and see each other, and hopefully that all of your other fellow realtor members are just not someone that you maybe see at a closing table, or you had a text conversation with, or you booked one who broke your base show. I hope that you all really have those relationships, like Allison and Susan were able to make this year. I can't promise everyone will be as close to the leadership classes. It's kind of like a giant year-long retreat. So if you've ever been on a retreat, that's what that is. I think you're pretty much committed. Usually I hear best class ever. That's usually the decisions that follow to that. So I know that I can promise you, everyone will remember to that point. But my goal is at least that you all feel engaged and part of the association. I will give you a heads up. There is a very big survey going out tomorrow. And when I say survey, I mean like 65 questions. And you're going to say, is growth. It should still only take you about 10, 15 minutes. But it's super, super important. So we have not updated a true strategic plan, just updated what plan we had in existence in about 8 years. So we're probably going to bring in a facilitator, really look at what we are structurally doing as an association, as an organization. What are we offering you? Are we looking forward? Are we just reacting to things? I don't like to just be reactive. I want to make sure that we are staying ahead of trends, staying ahead of what's happening in our market and the markets around us. Because I very much, as I told Susan and Allison, even during my interview, I really don't like to be the tail end of whatever's happening. I want to make sure that we're right in the middle, that Syra has a footprint. This is a very healthy association. A lot of new CEOs come in and people are having trouble like paying light bills and they have broken systems and they're not able to offer things to our members. That's not what Syra has. So the good news is that we get to come in and really just look at new, better, bigger, hopefully more cost-saving opportunities that we can bring to you all. So with that being said, I know that's a lot of like big planning pieces. I really do want this to be a conversation. So if you all think of something, have a question or something, please, yeah, perfect.
So if you go on your page, I
Mhm.
did this last week, call, and I haven't gotten a response yet.
Right.
It's fantastic.
I didn't start till the first, so give me just a little break.
That was only one, okay? Give us a break.
So if you go to Siren, my property, it's not available.
Okay.
I called, they said they were gonna have to check into it, but that's just for the public that went for realtors, is the answer I got when I called.
Okay.
But I mean, I use that all the time and yeah, it's still not available.
Okay. I actually, since I've been here, I was on an email chain with the matrix team and Joan who does the MLS to figure out why that gap is still there. So I didn't know about that issue till this morning, but I can tell you we are still literally actively working on it. I know on your MLS touch for some reason showing time button is still showing up. That is now fixed. So that same team is helping us work on why this link is broken right now. So bear with me, but yes, it is not forgotten. It has not gone to the depths of, I called into the association, I'll never hear an answer again. It is actively being worked on.
My second question.
Yeah.
So when we have listings down here, but they're listed with like the Indianapolis, board, I don't have access.
Correct.
I'm not gonna pay on the Indianapolis board to jump on for one house. Like, what can we do for like a 1-day pass? I can go to orders, I have information. How can we fix that? Is this happening?
I imagine, so that is a bigger national conversation. I'll be very candid about MLSs, where they're going, what they look like. There are some regional models already in existence in Indiana. There are some data shares where you could see that information, but you still couldn't actively list onto their platform. They do have a different MLS server than we do, so we use Matrix. I believe they're with Paragon. I may be wrong. And it's like a lot of, unfortunately, the folks around us don't all have the same system, so it's not kind of as easily as a flip of the switch. But it is a bigger conversation we're having. We have participated in multiple conversations with the state and other regional partners to see what that can look like to give you all as much access to be as good as your business as you can be. that will be a much larger conversation. I wish it was just a one day, I can turn this on to show a specific property. I can say the best answer I can give you right now is that it's a great referral opportunity, and I know that that's not a great answer, especially when it's really close on a border to our jurisdictional piece. So stay tuned. I really think that both of my answers to you are like, sorry, wait a second, we're working on it.
I did, like, Clancy and I went to IR, 3 weeks ago and sat on a statewide meeting as far as what does the future look like for MLS? And what does the future look like for Syra for MLS? And what does the future look like regionally for our MLS? And the answer to that is we need to break down our strategic plan as far as our what Syra offers and what we have currently and what's working and not. But then the MLS is a separate strategic plan as far as what's in the best interest of each member setting here, not what's in the best interest as the statewide as a whole or national as a whole, but what's in the best interest of Syra as a whole. And so while that is, something that we are currently talking about and it's meetings, it's going to be something that we dig deep and have retreats with and say, okay, we're in the ditches here and let's work all this out. What is the bigger picture? And we are just in the beginning phases of that. So if that helps you, maybe not,
It
but
doesn't help you with this specific question. Really sorry, but I will say it's just, nationally, I think that will be the biggest change that we see in the next 3 to 5 years. This is what MLS has looked like. So Bright is now over 100,000 members, started in North Carolina. They're already into West Virginia. Open MLS has come up through Tennessee. They're already in southeastern, southwestern Kentucky a little bit, and especially in the Bowling Green area. MRED is coming down from Chicago. They're already trying to get into all the way down as close to the Indy market as they can. St. Louis hasn't been as aggressive coming over. I can tell you though that there are 2 other local associations that are pretty close borders to us that will have CEO changes in the next 2 years because of retirements or MLS changes. There are partners to the south and within the state of Kentucky that are very interested in what that could look like as some kind of shared model. So it's a much larger conversation. I don't know if the vote is happening, but I know our literal partner to the south is having a really big vote on that at their annual meeting today.
right about now.
I haven't followed up with any of my friends to see how that's going. But I can say that conversation is moving. So we are trying to look at what's the best that we still have that shared. We have that ownership piece. Like I said, we're in a very healthy place as an association. And very candidly, the MLS is a big piece of that. So making sure that we protect that we protect all the other services that supports, while also making sure you all have access to the job that you need to do. So I know that's a roundabout answer, but there are just about 5,000 options of where we could go. And it really is the tip of figuring out what's going to be best as a whole for us.
But just know that we're not just sitting here on our hands, not doing anything.
I am 100%. That's what you all pay me for.
Made a decision in August or September, but as a board, we sit in our meetings, like I look at things that I listen to things that are, and we were like, we are not gonna make a rash decision because our MLS is what keeps us really, really strong. And it's like she's saying, it's just not about having access to Indy. It's about everything that we're able to provide all of you all. So she's
I don't
Part of
want
my
access to, I want access to Sellersburg, I want access to Salem.
yeah, so that.
Like, we got,
So be like,
because I got Indianapolis agents listed on their MLS. That's
Got
not
it.
up here,
Oh,
so I
okay.
can't even get into the house, I don't even play.
Got it. Okay, I misunderstood. Okay, that is and unfortunate because you have board of choice as an NAR rule that you do not have to list in the jurisdictional area that MLS owns. You can list anywhere that they deem a service area.
Maybe it's not agent, because it's not on the whole market out here.
mhm.
And that's a real
It's not good, but they should be.
Right.
Yeah, that's an ethics.
Sure, absolutely.
So that would be your option, that you could go through the professional standards and say that they're not operating in their market. And it's an opportunity if you'd like to talk about it. But I wish I was good enough to police every agent, but I'm not quite that bad.
Yeah, sure, really big ranking. I guess what is, you have experience doing this before, you've been to a lot of things around the country. I've had just one experience in 23 years with my local Southern Union Business Institution. So I don't have a lot to compare to. What is in your thoughts and your vision going forward, what's your vision? What's the purpose of a real estate association?
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of times it's, okay, they're the gatekeeper of the MLS. They're the rule enforcer, which are all important things with massive amount of agents with important rules and everything. So those are important. What else is the purpose of a good, healthy structure of the association?
That's exactly the question that we're answering right now. Even literally in my interview, I corrected somebody on my interview committee. I'm sorry I made it past that when they said, well, you have to join the MLS. But the association and the MLS are not one and the same. The MLS is a service that the association offers. So then what is our unique proposition value as an association? So it's that advocacy work. It's making sure we get people on thing and then we get people elected and fill that bills. I consistently tax on professional services comes up. So imagine if you had to charge an additional 6%, and so did title, and so did your inspector, and your appraiser, and how much that's going to continue to affect affordability. Indiana has done a great job. It's 18% lower than the national average on property taxes. So that advocacy piece, making housing affordable, but the real one is accessible. Because if you use that affordable number, when that's 80% AMI, is that 35% AMI, what are you basing that on? So it's really accessible in your market because affordable is going to be different to every single person in this room based on what you have, what you make, and what you want to do. So for me, the number one thing that any trade association, like I said, is to kind of support that advocacy work and do that in the background so that you all don't have to. I think then it is maintaining those other services, ways so that you can show it's that collective piece so that if every single office had to go pay for their own showing service contract, they had to pay for their own walk box contract, you had to pay for your own way to list, you had to create your own full website, not to get that IDX fee. So those are the things we do just to make it easier for you to put across the line. Then the next piece of that is what can we do to make the industry better? What classes can we bring in? What things that are not CE, but tax professionals? I don't know if any of you have not talked to your tax professional, you need to ask about the 199A form. It's part of the new Big Beautiful Bill. Even if you don't think that it was a Big Beautiful Bill, that's what it's called. So make sure that you check because I think that gave another like 20,000 free tax, like separating something out. So 199A, ask your tax professional about for sure. So looking for things like that. It's the way that we were able to support that now veteran buyers get to have representation. That's never happened before. So then training you on that next piece, training, bringing together some of our affiliate members so that you all have access to those resources. So, and then for me, that next piece is then building that camaraderie, working together, having those networking, having those industry partners. So that's where I see the association sitting now and where we have growth opportunity. I think from what I've seen, it was very much this is what we offer. You kind of saw this is the menu. You've got the pamphlet. This is what Fire offers to you. So my goal is then to take that off the pamphlet. You start to see it. You get to start to live it. That you are engaging with committees. That we're engaging with other work. That we're engaged with the community and getting more visibility on the members. I think that's the biggest role that the local association has is to make sure that the members are promoted and that you are able to continue to do your business.
When I came in this year as president, my thing was for me, and I've seen, there was clearly a gap between the association and members, IR and the association. And so I really wanted to bridge that gap between the members and the association and IR and the association. So, and that's with networking. And I said, at the end of the day, we should be one big happy family. It doesn't matter whether I'm across the street at Remax or you're here at Keller. Alice and we're sisters, right? At this point in time, we're sisters. Each and every one of us should feel that way. We're here. Yes, we're competitors, but we're here to come together to get to the closing table, to work together to make one thing happen, right? And so to be able to network and to feel like, hey, Craig is my brother in real estate, and we're just one great big happy family. And when we have networking events, you come out, you meet, you sit and talk, you get to have a homecoming or, a family bonding. This is my real estate family, the association. It's not about Keller, it's not about Remax, it's not about Century 21 or Lemonade. It's about the association, Southern Indiana. We are all a great big happy family, and we love each other. We hate each other sometimes because that's what families do, right? Brothers and sisters, they love and hate. Trust me, I got a brother that sometimes I can throat punch. But anyway, the big thing is to bring that camaraderie together so that whenever I call Craig or Amy and I'm like, here's the problem that we have, where can we work together? You're gonna be more apt to work or talk to me if you kind of know my personality or you know how I kind of operate. And so I feel like that is something that the association and its members, we lacked bringing together that big happy family feeling. I think that at the end of the day, if this is your group of people, you're going to want to be a part of it. And that's why I said IR is just one piece and NAR is one piece. And I just think that speaking of that, I started doing some advocacy with RPAC. And I didn't know a lot about it, and I'm still digging into RPAC. And I'm going to put this plug out here. She's like laughing.
We're gonna talk about it if you
Oh.
don't worry.
So what does that mean? What does RPAC mean, right? Does RPAC's Realtor Political Action. And so we collect everything's, it's just want our money, it's fun. But listen, you're investing in your industry. You're investing in your job because the money, what we collect and raise and fundraise here, 40% stays here for us to help advocate our government affairs committee, our RPAC committee, our association. We advocate to put people in place, planning and zoning. I'm on the property tax assessment appeals board. Don't shoot me for Clark County. I appeal your taxes. So if you're appealing your taxes, you're going to come sit with me and we're going to look at numbers and what the value of your house is. But we put people in places, we help advocate to get them at the seat of the table, because then at the end of the day, they're advocating for the real estate industry, right? To keep taxes lower, to help with planning and zoning, to get those subdivisions to come in, or to get affordable housing or accessible housing in places we need housing, right? We need housing. And so that's locally, that 40% of that money stays here for us to advocate and help support and put people into place. If you're a real estate professional and you would like to serve on a local committee as far as government, please let us know. I'm on your government affairs committee. Like, I will help advocate at that city level, that community level, municipality level to help advocate to get you on that seat. That's what we do. And then as far as statewide, 30% of the money that we raise goes to state. This year, there was a bill that they wanted to tax all goods and services. That means all title, all appraisal fee, your commission check was going to be taxed. Everything that went along with buying and selling a house was going to be taxed. Your state representatives and the Realtor Political Action Committee at the state house, the IAR building is right across the street from the state house. You can see it out the window. They are huge there. They walk across the street and your state representatives listen to them, or they come to them and ask them for, what do you all think about this? Because we are the largest PAC in the state of Indiana. The Realtor Political Action Committee is. We help.
We're also the largest trade association PAC at the national.
Yeah. So we really help focus on what the advocacy is for real estate. So that bill was squashed before it even got into the House or the Senate, because, taxing our goods and services wasn't a great option for our buyers or our pockets.
Susan, when you say help, you mean that you sometimes help our local legislators craft these bills?
Sometimes,
Sometimes.
yeah. So that process can look like either they bring us legislation and they want us to check it and make sure we're going to support it. We can kill it pretty quick if we need to. It also is, if we consistently see an issue, we can call them and say, hey, this is, even as silly as if you need a stop sign in a neighborhood, if you think you're not in politics, You just haven't had the right conversation because everything you do, this is one of the most controlled industries in the country
Well,
and
we're the
in the
ones that
state.
want to get the money from just cut it.
Uh-huh.
That's their budget.
Well, they got to think, so our realtor of the year this year is Ed Clare. Ed Clare is our state representative. We have a direct line at the state house. Ed Clare was one of the ones that drafted the buyer's agency agreement. We were ahead, Indiana was ahead of the game. It was already a law and put in place before NAR
But
approved
the
it.
reason that that was so important isn't because we beat the NAR timeline. It's because we made sure that every licensee had to do it and not just realtors. And that's not true in every state in the country. There are states, Kentucky, where only realtors have to use that form, but not all licensees. So there are protections like that where we're protecting the consumers. I know we say a lot of times, there's no association for home buyers and home sellers. So we have to carry that burden while also protecting you all. And those are the things we're doing to make sure that bad things get stopped before they start. For me, it's a very much high tide raises all boats. So if we can get more things on the market, if we can release some planning and zoning rules, if we can get some things approved quicker through that process, if we have some realtor champions that serve at every level of government so that they can see something good, see something bad, or just make sure it ends up in the right person's ear. That's really where the advocacy work goes into effect. So when you ask what does an association do, that's the biggest one, because I know that there are a couple of people, not everyone is a season that really loves that and eats it up. So that's what we offer. That's the biggest thing that we do. So again, we can get you all to the closing table as easily as possible, as cheap as possible for you all, and make sure that we are not creating additional barriers right now when we know that homeownership is difficult. What, for the first time, I think the average age of the first time home buyer is up to 38 years old.
Because we're pricing people out. I mean, my daughter who's 27, she's like, yeah, I mean, I'm making 60 grand a year, but I can't afford a house. So you think about it.
Married with a partner who also has an income. So those are the things we're covering. Allison, you want to know?
Well, I was just gonna add, I got to see firsthand, how important they are at the state level. You have no idea how many representatives, senators are part of are part realtors. I was sitting on committees, I was sitting there with builders, I was sitting there, with other.
Housing industry is a whole
Housing industry, they really listen. And if you want to know more about what's going on at that level and you want to understand it, ask questions. I'm not gonna lie, I heard what autopath was and I really didn't know. And I sat in leadership academy with all these people and I was like, what in the hell is this really? And then Maggie got into it because there was one time in my 9 years of being a realtor that I unchecked the $35 donation that everybody brags about on the realtor pages. And I called Syra and I said, put that back on my bill because I've just learned how important it is to do it. And the goal is, what is it for a fancy donor?
A major
Major
level investor.
I don't think people realize the impact that we really do have. And we heard legislators who aren't even realtors say, when you all come walking in your blue, white stars, hats, we listen because we know that you're advocating for your community. So don't be shy about it because it was so powerful. It opened up a whole new world for me. And I mean, it's electrifying up there to see all those agents up there fighting for people who we're trying to get into homes.
I think it's because I went back to say, you don't know what you don't know, right, Allison? And, the major level investor is $1,000 investor for a year. I mean, how much do we sponsor little leagues and all these other things? But we're not investing in our own industry. We're not protecting our own industry. And Syra has not had a major level investor, and I'm going to guess, and I've been on the board for 4 years, and I think I'm going to say at least 7 or 8 years, and we're going to go back and look and see. We've not had a major level investor in Syra at least 7 to 10 years.
Going now. So who's gonna join me?
But this year, our goal this year is to get at least 10 major level investors, and that's just our goal. But just because it really advocates for us and protects our industry, right?
Any more questions?
Yeah, just
with everything outside, not only like with committees, but like Zillow saying, you know, you post it all.
A large marketing platform, they are now brokerage, so it's anti-trust to talk about their business. A large marketing platform.
A large market,
There you go.
you know, pick your whatever, like, cause to me, and I'm just being this, I feel, I'm not saying this how it is. Because all that legislation, I think the buyer's exclusive is great, but actually it had the unintended effect and other things that we're not supposed to talk about are on the rise, which negatively affects the consumer. So I want to see our association protect us as realtors. And yes, I'll give you, I need to find out more of what's going on at the state level. But what is our local association going to do to protect us from, hey, I had a seller that didn't decide that we're doing office exclusive, that platform found out, and now their house is not on that platform. And now my seller's mad at me because that platform blocked me.
So the platform blocked you, but you did have an exclusive.
Because if they find it marketed anywhere else, they reserve the right not to put it on the blue. And
So
white
you
site.
did,
No, I have not personally. I have not personally, but it's happened in, well, my point being is I want to see what is our local association going to do to protect us as realtors aggressively from outside sources.
well, I think that's already in place. So, you know, the delayed listing is up to 30 days and you have to get, if your seller chooses to do a delayed listing, you have to, there's a form that you have to fill out and your seller has to sign saying you understand that you're choosing a delayed listing. And while it may go in the MLS, it's not going to syndicate to third parties. And you understand that it's not going to be in third parties for 30 days. That's a choice that your seller's choosing, not you as the realtor. And if they choose that, they have to understand and sign that document. And there's got to be a reason that it's not a real, they don't have to have a reason, but why would they not want to just list their house, right? And put it in the system as normal. But if you're
Especially
seller,
we have other, like, we have other opportunities that loophole that rule that you're talking about, which I think came out after NAR one. So we have unfortunately, I wish there was a thinner line, but, people are making rules after rules are in place, so all we can do is respond.
And maybe I'm using a bad example because that's just the first one that comes to head. Like, again, my point being is I want our local association to protect us as real estate agents from stuff that is trying to attack our industry.
sure, absolutely, yeah. Again, if you have a question and concern, your direct line is Allison, me, your board of directors, and when we sit at that table and collaborate, we're gonna bring that, hey, somebody has concern about this, let's talk about that. And that's where we have that, and again, if our association and our board members don't know, we can't talk about that, we can't advocate for you, and we can't protect you and what you think we need to protect from if we don't know about it. So that's why we're here, is to advocate for, for you, so.
And that's the biggest thing that you all, I hope we take from it, is that, I want you to see us, that we're here, it's an open door, it's an open phone line. Please come engage with the association. Like I said, we've got TV this Friday. We've got a welcome party on the 27th at Upland Brewery. Come meet me again.
Network, we're gonna network.
Out with me. And then the annual meeting is also next week on the 23rd. And then the installation, I think, is December 12th, the second Friday. So just some kind of things to keep in mind. And like I said, that survey is going out, and there is a challenge for participation percentage from brokerages that we can bring some treats. So, but it is really important as you guys go through the retaining process.
Yeah.
Here.
So, will you guys hang out for a little
Yeah.
bit? Okay, so I have a couple announcements and stuff, it's almost noon, and then we'll let you.
We'll hang out.
Well, they'll hang out for you guys to talk individually too, or you guys can talk however you want. We were gonna do a little bit of the words today, but here's what we'll do. We'll save the slide presentation for 2 weeks from now. Next week is an all market center, but we'll still put them on social media so you guys can share them and do all the stuff. Sound good? Okay. So I'm gonna get through those really quickly, cause sorry, but you'll see them on social media in a little bit. Cause I wanna get to All the time, sorry. Okay, but we will get those posted today for you guys. Okay, Thursday, we're going to Cleveland, top 20%. You should have received an invite. I know we got several people from Southern Indiana local coming. I know if you want to carpool with someone, let us know, we can connect you. So that's happening on Thursday. Business planning clinic here with Peter. I think we only have like 10 people RSVP'd. Peter's coming in for this. I would highly recommend it's 9 to 12 on Monday morning.
Don't miss this.
If you're not RSVP'd, let Allie know if you're coming, because we need to figure out lunch for you guys. So, and please invite an agent from another firm, somebody who wants to, I mean, Peter's team will do 600 units here. Big time. He's like catering master faculty. Invite your friends, let them know what's going on Monday morning here, 9 to 12. Rob, I'm gonna say a word.
So next Thursday, the 23rd, from 9 to 2. At the, what's that place called? The New Albany. Prologue, thank you. Yep, I used my Prologue downtown New Albany. We're having a quarterly investment summit. We had 50 people show up last time. We've already sold out half our tickets. Maybe more than that. Buffy in the room, she.
Yep. Yeah.
Buffy, where are we at with registrations?
55 registrations so
Oh,
far.
yeah, okay, so we're almost sold out. So sign up, bring your investors. This is commercial, short-term rentals, long-term rentals, and also how to use AI for investing, right, Buffy?
Yeah.
This is gonna be an awesome panel. 3 different masterminds in one, 4 different masterminds in one, so be there or.
Be a loser.
And don't forget, Lori Kim's gonna be doing something there for the new rules on investing and that, as far as investors go, so that's very important to listen to.
Awesome. All right. 2 weeks from today, we're gonna have our end of October team meeting, but we'll do it first. And we'll talk about the market, and then we are gonna do a chili cook-off. This is gonna happen in Louisville and Southern Indiana separately. These kind of sign-up sheets, for each office. There's one for here and one for Louisville if you want to sign up. Please do that today so we know, or let Allie or Ellen know.
Real quick, sign up if you're coming,
Yeah.
sign up if you're wanting to do a chili, and sign up if you're gonna do, like, there's a checkbox that says, am I gonna do?
Yeah, if you're wondering how
Chili,
to
we're gonna bring chili, but.
Yeah, there's gonna have check marks. One's gonna be a Halloween costume. Check it off if you plan to participate in the Halloween costume contest. The other column is going to be if you're just gonna be a taste tester only, check that off. Outside of that, if you do plan to participate in the chili cook-off, please just.
Just sounds like the plan, you guys. We really appreciate it. So those are going around. 8.
2 weeks from today, actually, is the Waverly Hills Sanatorium event. Charlie Mackley, the owner of Waverly Hills, is a client of mine, and this is actually the very first event that he is having at Waverly. So we are really excited about it. It's only $50 per person. It includes your dinner, 2 drink tickets, and a DJ. The coolest part, for those of you that are really into the paranormal, is that Charlie's team is actually going to have small groups walk through the sanatorium. So if you've ever seen any of those paranormal activity shows, crash. Because it is with Charlie and his team. It is not like some third party or some high school kid that doesn't know anything really about the building. These are people that are. QR code, but if you can't, I can send it to them.
It'll be like that email also. So looking forward to a lot of events in October. Okay, we got that. And then we also doing a bingo night happy hour on the 26th. So that's gonna be a busy week.
Yeah, right.
It's music bingo at the parlor in downtown Jeff. Everybody is welcome. It's just, it's music bingo. It's super fun. It's just a fun place to hang out.
Somebody just said, what is music bingo, if you don't know?
If you, they play 20 seconds of a song, and then she tells you what the song name is, but instead of numbers on your bingo, it has a name.
It's one.
The game is, in my world, to be the person and know the name of the song. But we really can't do the name of the song. It's not competitive at all. I mean, yeah. And you win with parlor gift cards when you win.
Regional event, November 11th with Jason Abrams. So that's the one we talked about that's in Galloway, Ohio. It's about 3 hours from here. But you can get tickets. I think they're like 20 or 30 bucks. And if you're in the top 5% of the region, you're also invited to that special mastermind. Anybody not know who Jason Abrams is? Okay. He's pretty awesome here in person too, so.
We also talked about maybe getting some people together if they wanted to drive up the night before.
Yeah.
4 hours. Maybe.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I think is the Pi Day, so. This slide, okay. Well, it's Pi Day. So if you want us to get pies and for the client, reverse Popeyes, or you can drop them off. But we'll have Pi Day on the 25th of November, but you need to put in your orders by November 4th. So that checks off one of your client events for the year. And yeah, family reading coming up in February. I know it's only October, but that'll be here today. Because it's thank you guys. Oh,
The first cutoff.
cheaper tickets is like Friday, I think.
Can I just say one thing real quick?
Yeah.
I got a reminder that CE is due at the end of December. Our CE in Indiana is due in July. But tomorrow is 40% off the CE shop, but go to the free classes because that's way smarter. But if you do need a 40% off discount code for CE shop, it's MAD40, MAD40. And that's tomorrow. Today I can get you 35% off tomorrow.
So we actually have a link for each office as well. So make sure you're using the office's link for CE shop because we do get credit for that. Can I say one thing? IR on their website has free
Free
CE.
CE. Yeah.
And the data hub.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. And they're, yeah, like she said, their data hub is fantastic for data.
Data.
Have you played around with the data hub?
I
They even
like
have
that.
a new report on the data hub and IAR that you can, if you have an IAR login, so you should in theory. You let me know those. We can get you admin.
And I will tell you that, Matt, anyway, Matt will come down from IR and teach you data hub.
But they have a new report that you can even change the price and days on market and look at what your range that you might get based on other like comps. So it's very comprehensive and they've done a lot of updates on it.
I was curious. They have any experience with associations with a platform, like at one time we had a Facebook group that was very helpful, and we had to shut it down.
I've heard quite a bit about the social media before I did
It was
it.
just most everybody used it correctly. But
So a lot of associations have a public facing and then a private one because there are just information, non-solicitable sharing things. Especially if you're gonna post anything at RPAC, that's a non-solicitable class if they don't have an M1 NERDS number. So we are exploring that.
Sometimes you have to like, she knows so much. Like she wants to say this that. Yeah, like, can you like, can you know all names from like IRMS, like, what does that mean? Yeah, so anyway, but yeah, she's so smart. But yes, all right, I'll let you can chat with her.
Yeah. Two more things, holiday, party, and next week, Kara Mall, who's a bold coach and Matt's executive leadership coach, and a Phil Jones,
Qualified instructor for exactly what to say will be on next week's CE meeting. See you here.
All right, I will let y'all keep talking about whatever you want.
I just told you there's so much.
No, you're good.
It was real weird. You're so familiar, and I can't say that. Are you in there?
I am in the area, but, I sat on the case for. So I am exposed a little bit. Yes. Area, but I think what I want to keep people go. So I have it.